I'm Nitish Bissonauth next to Toronto's eastern waterfront, where we may see the city turn the tide when it comes to urban planning. Right over there behind me is the future site of Sidewalk Toronto. It's part of the Quayside neighbourhood, the first neighbourhood of its kind to focus on technology and innovation.
You know, this is not Walt Disney World. This is actually a new, real piece of city that one's going to try and make in a real 21st century way.
It will be a community like none other. The proposal's modular housing and office buildings will study occupants' behavior while they're inside them to make life easier. According to the proposal, residents and workers will be universally connected by powerful broadband and served by futuristic conveniences. On Tuesday afternoon, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Premier Kathleen Wynne, and Mayor John Tory, as well as representatives from Waterfront Toronto and Google-connected Sidewalk Labs, announced plans for the community where tens of thousands will work, live, and play. It's a proposal that could see 12 of the 800 acres of the eastern waterfront developed into a global hub for urban innovation. So what exactly does this mean for potential residents? Well, for starters, connectivity won't be a problem. Residents will have access to strong Wi-Fi. Heating and cooling will be done through a system called thermal grid, which will use waste from sewers. Want to move? Not a problem. You can take your entire home or office with you thanks to mobile pre-built buildings. How do you get around? Easy. There will be self-driving vehicles that will serve more like public transit. These are just some of the features this neighborhood could see.
This is the beginning of something really big and really special. So I do think at some point we'll get fully integrated into a Jetson model, but maybe not as to the flying cars and everything else. That's a whole different talk. But even to self-driving cars, it'll be interesting to see how that kind of plays into an environment where we're going to isolate it within Toronto, but at the same time make it a pilot for what it can actually become for the greater Toronto area as well.
Snowbar also says that this type of innovation speaks to humanity's potential to use innovation to help improve lives. As for this urban planning expert, the neighborhood's qualities are great incentives to move in.
I think technology is becoming a critical sales feature for new development, both for residential, obviously for employment as well. It's really interesting down on the waterfront. They offer for the same price, so $50-60 a month, they offer a service that is almost 10 times faster than what you would get in a typical apartment. And that is really becoming a huge sales pitch.
Now, it'll be a while before we see shovels in the ground. The first step to this project is a year-long public consultation, starting with a public town hall meeting on November 1st. Now, Sidewalk Labs has committed a $50 million budget towards the first push to planning this project. There's also commitment from all three levels of government to the tune of $1.2 billion. That's to flood-proof the entire area. From Toronto's waterfront, I'm Nitish Bissonauth, City News.